Okay, so I just went to put all these dolls away, and I picked up my Mirodoll Lily, and I felt the bottom of her foot. What is this? What is this? Excuse me? BJD collection. Oh, he's not in frame. There we go, now he is. So today I'm going to talk about, well, I bought most of this entire group right here. All of these guys I bought secondhand. I believe one of these was third hand, but I'm not sure. So all of these guys I got secondhand from really nice people who I'm still friends with and talk to on Instagram every day and send them pictures because they do enjoy seeing how their doll has gone from the life they lived with them to the life they're living with me. This guy's really ugly and needs a new face up, but we're not going to go there. So I'm going to actually move most of these guys out of frame, and we're going to talk about the immense amount of drama I went through when I bought my doll firsthand for the first time. So, flashback to a couple months ago. Oh, I'm going to push you farther out of frame as you just fall off into oblivion. So, flashback till about early June. And I hear that the Mirodoll website is actually having a sale. So most of their dolls, which are normally $160, which is not expensive for BJDs, are now $120. And so I was like, that is my price range. I'm excited. So the day after my birthday, my mom gives me an extra like $50 and was like, go buy a new doll. Because at this point I only had a few. And she was like, go buy a new doll. So I went to go buy a new doll. I'm actually might undress her to explain how bad this doll is. And so I decided to buy a Mirodoll Lily because I liked her body proportions and everything. And I was like, she's actually really pretty. So that being said, on June 28th, I adopted my Mirodoll Lily. But yeah, this is the start of a shit show. So that being said, I sit there and I get my confirmation for my order and I'm like, woo, confirmation, we're good. Couple months pass. And at this point, like I messaged a couple friends and was like, hey, like how long is your Mirodoll taking? And they're like, oh, Mirodoll's been kind of known to like take like a couple months. Like it could be anywhere from 3 weeks to about 10 weeks. Don't worry about it. And so I was like, okay, I'm not worrying about it. So my friend who ordered her doll 3 weeks after me gets her doll within a week. So it's been about a month now. I have heard nothing from the company. And so I'm checking like everything. I'm checking like the website because it has like a little tracking thing and it doesn't say anything. The tracking says like, I think it said something like processing and that was it. And I do know a little bit about how long it takes these dolls to be cast. It does not take 117 days to cast a doll. So on day 87 of not hearing anything from the company, I finally emailed them and was like, listen, I ordered my doll on this day. I was really polite. Unfortunately, I don't have the screenshots because when my phone died, my phone like died and it deleted all of my pictures. So I lost all of my pictures that explained like what happened. And so I kind of messaged them along the lines of, hey, like I ordered my doll this date. This is my order, my tracking information. And it's been 87 days and I haven't heard jack. And so at this point, I'm starting to get worried. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening? And so, yeah, they don't answer until about day 90. Day 90 comes around. They're kind of like, I don't know if it's just because like they probably don't speak English because the company is somewhere in Asia. I don't remember which country and I don't want to be that person. So some Asian country because I don't want to be wrong. And they're kind of choppy. I didn't know if they were like, they sounded a little rude, but I feel like that was probably just like a communication error because I don't think either one of us knew how to speak the same language. So unfortunately, it did get to a point where some of the statements that they said, they were like, oh, your doll? Oh, yeah, we'll have her cast tomorrow. I don't blame them for casting the doll wrong because the first doll they sent me, unfortunately, I still don't have the pictures of. The doll was very, very miscolored. She, instead of being this lovely magenta color, she was pale and splotchy and swirls and bubbles in the resin. And they were like, would you like to have this doll or would you like us to start fresh? And I was like, despite the fact that I've waited 90 days, I better be getting my money's worth and not something with swirls and bubbles in the resin. So I was more polite than that, but in my mind, that's what I was thinking. So I was like, I really needed it to be the color that it was supposed to be with no swirls and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, okay, cool. we got you, fam. And so that being said, they did like actually send me this doll. So the fact I actually had to like remind them that I had ordered. So eventually this doll does make it to my house on day 117. It was about October 15th when she came in. And I'm gonna see if I can just like unbutton her clothing to show some of my complaints, unfortunately. Like, I don't think I'll be buying from Mirodoll again just because of the fiasco of how long shipping took. Because that was unfortunately most of my problem. Like, I get these are cheap dolls. They're not going to be like great quality, but let me just get the clothing off of this doll to show you guys like how bad some of this is. Because some of this is just really, really oof. This is not the actual proper way to take clothes off of a BJD, but it is the way I'm going to go with for right now. So, that being said, she is not like the greatest doll in the world. She is a good beginner doll, but I've gotten a lot of more expensive dolls, like my Doll Love Yo-Yo and my Pixie You and my Resin Soul Song. And so, that being said, there's some bits that are kind of scratched up and janky. I don't know if the camera's going to pick them up or anything like that, but she's pretty janky. And then if you look at her ears, they're quite uneven. Let me see if I can get her head like on an actual. You can actually see how uneven her ears are. Like the placement, one's a little bit farther back and higher up, and one's farther forward and lower down. So unfortunately, I don't think I'll be buying from Mirodoll again. Like some of these joints are pretty janky as well. I do like. You do get what your money's worth, but a lot of these are like this joint doesn't even close fully. I'm gonna have to like sand this joint to actually get it to like close fully. I have to like actually force it closed. She wasn't really strong as well as she could have been. She's tight in some areas, but way too loose in others. And I also wasn't given like hooks in the hands. It's actually just pure elastic holding them. So I don't know if that's like normal for some places, but most of my dolls I've gotten have had hooks. So even her feet have hooks, but her hands don't. So that's kind of part of my problem there. She's very, yeah, some of her sculpting, like, there's, like, scratches and fingerprints and, like, dinks and stuff like that in her skin. And I'm just like, I bought this doll brand new. And that's a little iffy for me, fam. Sorry to say it like that. Like, oof. You can see like a lot of like the scratching around the inside of the cap and everything. That's her ID number to prove that she's not recast. But yeah, there's also glue around the magnets, so they don't exactly stick as well as they could. So I really don't think I will be buying from Mirodoll again. Like, I'm excited that I got my first doll from an actual, like, I'm excited I finally got like my first brand new doll, but this situation was really, it was a little too much for me to handle. Like, I had people telling me, it's been that long, don't do it, like, ask for your money back. And it was a lot of other drama. So a lot of people told me, like, oh, it's hit or miss with them, it's hit or miss. And I was like, when you say hit or miss, you said it took 2 months for your doll to order. Mine took from January 28th, not January, I apologize, June 28th until October 15th. It was either the 12th or the 15th. I apologize. I don't have the dates anymore because, like I said, my phone died. But that being said, I will probably not be buying any more dolls from Mirodoll just because of the quality of this, the fiasco in which I had to wait 117 days. Meanwhile, my friend who ordered a doll just as extensive and had custom work done on it got, like, her doll within 2 weeks of ordering it. So I don't know what that was about, but I'm not down for that. I don't think I will be buying from Mirodoll again anytime soon. I don't even think I really want a secondhand Mirodoll, because at first, when I first opened the box, I actually thought I had a recast for a couple minutes there. For a couple minutes, I was like, is this a recast? So then, like, I messaged my friend and was like, hey, is this, like, the right address? And she was like, yeah, that's the address. So yeah, no, I don't think I'll be buying from Mirodoll, because, oof. I really wish I still had the screenshots, but they did come off kind of as rude when I messaged them, and kind of the fact that I just had to remind them kind of upset me a little bit. So I'm thinking, if you are gonna like buy a brand new doll and you're a new person in the BJD community, I do recommend going with something like Resin Soul or maybe Doll Love, because unfortunately the quality on this doll is not the greatest. I know my Resin Souls aren't exactly the greatest, but that's because my Resin Souls are kind of older. This guy is from 2011 and he's pretty banged up. He's seen some love. He's missing a pinky on one hand, but I still do enjoy having him. His wig is on backwards. I apologize. I made that wig myself. Like, the only problem with Resin Soul dolls is that they do break off fingers. Like, same brand, missing the same finger on the same hand. So, like, Resin Soul dolls are pretty good, and so are Doll Love. I don't think Doll Love sells... I don't really pay attention to Doll Love as much because it's not exactly my style. I realize, like, more that I'm into the fantasy characters, if you couldn't tell. This is, like, one of my only, like, normal dolls that I have. So I don't really pay attention to outside of them. These guys are pretty great. Like, I have all of her hands inside her little bag here, and she's not... Like, let me grab some of these hands. Like, they come with, like, little, like... They have little ball joints and everything. I don't know if you can see them through the baggie. But they come with, like, little wrist joints and everything. Like, none of these are broken or anything like that. Even, like, the extensive ones with her, like, doing the peace sign and having her hand open, none of the fingers are broken off. So, I'm not slandering this company, but in my personal opinion, please do your research before you buy. Because I didn't do my research. I kind of rushed in because I was like, sale? Because unfortunately, I don't work the greatest job in the world and I don't make as much money as I could. So that being said, I'm a little pinched for money when it comes to spending money on dolls. Hence why I started this. So that being said, with Mirodoll, you're kind of taking your chances. So I took my chance and it didn't end up as good. Like, yeah, I'm grateful my doll actually did finally show up, but yeah, there's bits with her that I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, no. So that being said, please shop smart. Please don't buy recast. No one's gonna hate you if you try to go legit. I'm not gonna be one of those people that's gonna be an asshole. So spread some BJD love and actually enjoy this community, because this community is already toxic as hell with all of the recast situations going on. So if you guys need anything, be smart about it. Message another person that owns BJD. Like, if you're trying to get into it, no one's going to be mad if you message them. Like, just actually listen to them and be smart about the situation, and don't say you're going to buy recast off the bat. Like, actually think about what's going to go on before you buy recast, and actually do your research before buying a doll and getting stuck with something like this. So thank you guys for watching, and spread that BJD love.